In this Inkscape tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make a bullseye design pretty quickly and extremely accurately. So the first thing you want to do is go up here to the left-hand side, and on the left menu, you're going to see a little circle button, and you want to click on that ellipse arc tool. Now, if you just drag your mouse, you're going to see that it creates an ellipse, but what you want to do is create a complete circle, accurate circle. So you're going to hold down the Control key, and you're going to drag sort of in a 45-degree angle. Now, if you really drag it, it's going to move it into an oval, but if you leave it even close to being a circle and just drag down on a 45-degree angle, you'll see that it now becomes a pure circle. So this is what we want. You can also double check this at the top. You'll see the width and the height is listed. And you can see that width and the height here are the same value, and that means it's a true circle. So from here, the next thing we're going to do is create another circle. Now you could go to the ellipse tool and create a second circle. So you could just do that, for example, or you can just copy the circle. So I'm just going to click on the circle using the selector tool, Control C, Control V, that copies and pastes a secondary circle. And then you can change the fill of this pretty easily. Down on the bottom left-hand side, there's a little fill button. You're going to click on that, and then you can change the color here now to, for example, I like using red. So now I'm going to drag this over, and then you can make this smaller. You'll hold down the Control key, and then you can make this smaller, throw this right in the middle of the design. And you can see here the same width and the height means that this is a pure circle. I haven't accidentally changed it into an oval. Now you've got two circles sitting here. And if I select both of them and then I go up to Path, Difference, that will make the red disappear, and I'm left now with a ring. And then from here you can copy, so Control C and Control V, you can make a secondary ring. Hold down the Control key, that makes a secondary ring inside the bullseye. You can make this nice and tiny if you like. And then you can make the circles go smaller and smaller all the way down to a bullseye design. That's one way to do it. So the problem with this is that the secondary ring is tinier, it's skinnier than the outside ring, and you may not want that. So if you want to have a bullseye design with the exact same width of the circles, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So first thing I'm going to do is just delete this out, and we're going to start again. So I'm going to click my ellipse tool, and I'm going to hold down my Control key, and I'm going to make a nice big circle. It doesn't really matter how big, because when I click on the selector tool, you'll see the size now comes up. And what I'd like to recommend is you start off with a width of 300, and then you start with a height of 300. And that's going to give you a circle that's exactly 300 by 300. Now I'm going to click this little lock button, and this is going to lock in the aspect ratio. So now every time I change one value, it'll change the other value automatically. So I'm just going to start off at 300. Of course, you can start off at a different level if you want. So here's my first circle. I'm now going to go Control C, Control V. That's going to copy a secondary one. And I've already got my color palette open. I'm going to make this black. Now I'm going to go up to the top, and instead of 300 by 300, I'm going to make this 250 by 250. You'll see it automatically changes. If it doesn't, make sure this little lock button is on. I'm going to move this now into the middle. Don't worry about exactly aligning it just yet. I'm going to click Control C and Control V. That's going to give me another circle. I'm now going to make this pure red, and I'm going to change this size now to 200. I'll move that somewhere into the middle. I'll do Control C, Control V. I'm going to change this now to black. I'm just alternating now. This now goes down to 150 in size. Move this sort of into the middle. Control C, Control V. Change this to red. I'm going to change this down to 100. Move this into the middle. And the last one, Control C, Control V. Make this black. I'll make this 50. So now you can see I've got my bullseye with the same size of circles. Now I don't have it completely aligned yet, and I'm going to do that very easily. Control A selects everything. I'm going to close out of my stroke window there on the right. And how do I align all this? Well, over on the right hand side, there's a little tiny menu way down on the bottom right hand side called Open, Align, and Distribute. I'm going to click on that. You'll see another window opens. I'm going to click on the middle one. So this is center on the vertical axis. And then I'm going to click on just below it, center on the horizontal axis. And now we can see my design is completely aligned both horizontally and vertically. Now with everything selected, Path, Difference. And just like that, I've now got a bullseye. I can change the color of this, by the way. Bottom left, go to Fill. Now I'll open up my Fill and Stroke menu. I can now change it with a little triangle. I can make this any color I want. This is a true vector, by the way. If you click Edit Paths by Node, you'll see the vector paths have opened up, and you could edit any individual path if you wanted as well. What I love about this is that the width of each line is the exact same, and you can do that easily by forcing it into the window using the width and the height above. Here's another video all about Inkscape that hopefully you'll find helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.